welcome to episode 318 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Good morning again.
Again.
Just like last week. Last week was a good morning. Week before that was a good morning. So good morning again.
It's a lot of good mornings.
318 to be exact.
They haven't all been good, though.
Well, no, but it doesn't have the same ring when you just say morning.
We've covered this before on the show, but that means you're pissed.
It just means you're just giving the time of day.
You're pissed. Especially if someone hits you with good morning and your reply is morning.
Morning.
Like, I'm not in the mood for this.
Yeah. Usually mine is what's so good about it. But
we've got, it's not just a good morning for us. We got producer Gerald here. He's in the booth behind in the glass.
Yeah. Morning.
At Gamestitch HQ. Morning, right? Morning. He does the traffic and weather on the nines. That's what we're missing, isn't it? Traffic report, weather report?
No. I don't know. I don't think missing is the right term.
How much better would the show be if it had traffic and weather and it was specialized always to the area you were in when you were listening?
That'd be cool for anybody to do, but that's some futuristic shit right there.
No, we're gonna jump to your local news for local weather and news real quick.
Like what local? Like my local and your local? And
all locals.
Because that's it.
We'll just run through everywhere, every state.
How about we don't? That's because the weather doesn't even work that way. It doesn't even work by state.
Listen, we'll just do the national weather.
The national weather?
Yeah, this is the one for the whole country.
That's not the same either. I don't think you understand weather.
Yeah, you could just do the U.S. weather. Just good old U.S. of A weather.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think that's going to go the way you think it is.
We'll parking lot that idea and we'll come back to it.
Okay. We'll come. Yeah, but yes, that's what we'll do.
The parking lot is a place where all questions and ideas go to die.
We will revisit it at some point.
If you've ever been in a meeting and someone parking lot something, that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone. They take it to the parking lot. It's like taking it behind the barn.
Right. Well, because if you take it to the parking lot, it means it's just about to leave the premises.
Right. It means I don't have time to mess with that right now. We'll get back to that right around never.
Yeah.
So,
which is just a tick past eternity.
This website here is calling the parking lot cool but not critical.
I don't know what that means.
No, it's a place that ideas go to die. What's parking lot? That means don't ask any more questions, please.
Mm.
There's no time for your shitty questions.
Oh yeah, it says a list of topics. Go back. A list of topics that arise that are out of the scope of the meeting and are to be discussed at a more appropriate time.
Right, which is half past never.
Right.
Don't bring them up again.
It's kind of like if you're in a meeting and you're talking about, the TPS reports, and all of a sudden you're like, my balls itch. Okay, it's parking lot that.
My balls are hot. Why'd you take your pants off? My balls are hot. Oh, well, so you're doing well this morning. It's a good morning for you.
I seem to be, yeah. So far, it's early.
It is early.
It's going to be a busy day for me.
It is going to be a busy day for you.
I have this podcast that I'm on right now, obviously. And then later on, I'll be recording FC3 Monkey Business podcast with them. So, I'll keep you posted on when that comes out. So, I'm just a podcasting fool all day.
Yeah, double penetration today for you.
Ooh, my favorite.
The DP. The two podcast.
It's the only kind of... The dual podcast, right? The DP.
The dual P's, yeah.
DPs.
Double P's. It's not. I guess it's not true double because they're not at the same time, but they're really close.
I just kind of... I don't know, twice in the same day by two different in the same day is still something.
Barely even time to shower.
To speak about. It's still something to speak about. That's a good day.
Yeah, it's not a bad day, that's for sure. Call that a win. Also call that a Thursday.
Do ya?
Yep.
Yep.
You got to get out there. Whoa. Producer Gerald's not safe for work right now.
Go away, Gerald.
You got to be careful what you Google.
Obviously not.
That's how you end up with the virus. The viruses, when you get more than one. Multiple viruses.
Viruses.
Vira.
Viri.
Yeah.
Viri.
I just Googled my name there too, which is suspect.
Viri. Yeah, don't do that stuff, Gerald.
That's suspect. Somebody named with my same name killed his parents.
Don't do that stuff, Gerald. Come on. Stay on point.
That guy. See that guy? Second guy?
Oh, yeah,
Second guy, I think. Yeah, he killed his parents.
Maybe
it's that guy. Look, you can't trust him. That cowlick.
Wow.
Who doesn't?
That's sleeping on your side. That's what that is.
Widow's Peak is out of control, too.
I feel like that's more of the way he styles his hair than anything else.
think it's the second guy that actually killed him. I don't think that first guy's who killed his parents, but...
Right.
Yeah, for the longest time when you Google me, it was just this murderer.
Nice.
This guy just murders family.
Nice.
Gerald just pulls up pictures of him.
No, there's like no pictures of him.
He's all those guys. That dude with the red tie looks like Kato Kaelin's younger brother.
Where? I missed him.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't talking to me, were you?
I wasn't, but I could be.
My bad. Did you do a lot of gaming this week?
I wouldn't say a lot is the right term, but I played more Everybody's Golf, more Rocket League. Then I jumped in VR. I played Wipeout.
Mm-hmm.
Wipeout is very cautious about you playing that game in VR. Like every menu's like, well, you might puke.
That's what you told me.
People get sick playing this, so you might get sick. And after like my 5th or 6th race, I got too hot. I thought it was the game. I discovered after I quit VR that my thermostat had been bumped up to 72.
Oh.
Which even not in the headset makes me want to throw up.
Right, that ain't good.
So I don't know if it was the game or a combination of the game and the heat. But I got too hot. But anyways, after I switched off of Wipeout, I played Just In Time Incorporated.
Yes, you did.
You basically, you are in charge of using these special gloves to save someone's life in VR. And it's a fun, silly game. Like there'll be a truck coming, barreling down the road. Your gloves slow down time, but it's going to be a drive-by. There's a guy in the road, so you have to jump in the road, hand that guy 2 balloons. He floats off like up. Then you have to jump on the other side of the truck, grab the bullet out of the air, turn the bullet around, and shoot the guy in the back of the truck with it. And it's a really fun, silly game. I think I picked it up for like $2 or $3 on one of the flash sales that they had.
Yeah.
And I've already had $2 or $3 worth of fun out of it. So
That's
I don't know
good.
how much it normally costs, but it's been an all right time, and I enjoyed it. And I think that's trying to think. I feel like there was something else I tried, but I don't remember.
Well, if it wasn't Friday night after I went to bed, it was nothing then.
Yeah, I can't remember. For some reason, I feel strongly like I played something else, but nothing's standing out at me.
Kind of a slow week for you, low VR heavy.
Yeah, I want to make sure I top my 75 hours from last year in VR. I want to beat that this year, and I'm going to start early.
Yeah, as we discussed earlier, my VR was wrong. There's no way I only played 8 hours last year. But whatever.
Can you beat 8 hours this year?
I probably. Well, I would say yes, but PlayStation apparently doesn't track it very well for me, so maybe no.
It's just hard with the calling shenanigans hard on them.
Oh yeah, I am. There's no way. 8 hours is not right. There's no way.
But I think VR, like if you play for 1 hour, it feels like 4 hours in VR.
It does feel a lot longer in VR.
Because I felt like I played more than 75, but I probably didn't. It's just that I played for an hour the other night when you were on, and I feel like I played for 4 when I got out.
I believe that. I feel the same way when I play it.
I got out and I was like, really? It's 10:30?
That's it?
Yeah. Thought it was like 2 in the morning.
Nope. Yep. I feel the same way coming out of VR.
Yeah. It's a good time. What did you play this week?
Actually, I was kind of new game heavy this week. I played Rocket League like normal. On Friday, I have Microsoft Game Pass, so I downloaded Crackdown 3 and played it. It's fun. It's exactly what you want it to be. It's kind of like it's a perfect game for if you're flipping through, don't know what to play, you're like, I'll try this. It's serviceable. And then yesterday morning, I had to, after reading some reviews, I had to go out and I had to get Far Cry New Dawn. Because I played 5 and I liked 5. And 5 was a lot of fun. I finished 5. And it's more Far Cry. It's more, a few changes. But it's still, it's a good time. It's Ubisoft. It's Far Cry all the way. Which, if you're familiar with Far Cry at all, it's got a little bit of serious and a little bit of bizarre and a little bit of silly in there. So it's a nice little mix, and it's kind of a good time.
I'm curious to see what impact it has on Rage 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're different games.
They don't look that different in the trailers.
They don't, but Far Cry New Dawn is definitely not as dystopian as one would make it seem.
So it'll be interesting to see if it does impact, even if it's just through advertising. Like, even if the games aren't that close, I wonder if it does impact Rage.
It could, but they are, at least from what I can tell, from what I know about Rage 2. Rage 2 is very much Mad Max, post-Mad Max, and this isn't really, there's elements of that, but it's not the same. So, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I'm not going to play either one of them, so I won't see, but people will.
Tell.
People will see.
Yeah, no, I like the Far Cry 5 universe, the Hope County, and I'm enjoying it again. And I will say that you can play Far Cry New Dawn standalone. The little bit I've played so far, I probably played about 4 hours. You can play it standalone, but I think it will benefit you greatly, and you will take much more from the game and enjoy it more if you have played 5.
Yeah, it takes place to the events after 5.
Yes.
I like that one image that says Rage 2 New Dawn, which is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Far Rage New 2?
I saw that. That's like someone had a stroke. What else did you play?
That's really it.
That's it. Now, the most telling thing of Crackdown, when I asked you right after you played it what you thought, and you said it's a good game for Game Pass.
It is a good game for Game Pass. It is perfect for what Game Pass wants to be. It's not going to knock your socks off. It's not going to win any Best Game of the Year awards at all. But it's you can probably have an entertaining and 8 to 12 hours with it over the course of a week or two. It's kind of like on Netflix. If when you're not you don't have anything that you want to watch,
right?
And you're like, oh, I'll try this. That's Crackdown 3.
I don't know if that's good. You're saying it like it's a compliment. That's not how I took it for sure. It's like it'll do for free, is what you said.
Well, the thing is, I understand what you're saying, but I think that you need those types of games, shows, movies on these streaming services to keep those streaming services to keep those services viable. You have to have those.
I don't disagree with you, but they can't take 7 years to come out.
Well, I agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Crackdown should have been amazing for the amount of time that we've heard about it and everything that's been discussed about it. It can't be it can't be the Fuller House of Game Pass.
Right.
Like, that's not a good, not for that. Those do need to exist, but it can't be that. It can't be a game that you spend that much time developing.
True. And
I guess it can.
It can. But I think you're going to see this actually over the course of Game Pass's life. I think you're going to see a lot of these studios that they bought up just put out smaller, fun experiences at a cheap price and just keep churning them out. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, we'll see. But I think that's a model that I feel like that's a model that you're going to see Microsoft follow.
I don't have a problem with that model. If you're going to do that, you've got to be banging them out every year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, and it can't be all shovelware.
Yeah. Or it can. The Wii did really well.
Well, yeah.
Maybe it can be. They're all, Nintendo and Microsoft are best friends now, so.
So I hear.
They can make the Wii Box 1.
Friends forever.
Yeah, some people are speculating they might be so tight that you could see some hardcore crossover. We talked about Xbox Live last week. Now,
we did.
A lot of people saying that there's a chance that some classic Nintendo games wind up on Xbox.
Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario.
Banjo Mario Bros. Mario always comes first, and I don't just mean in the bedroom. It would be Mario Banjo. Mario X Banjo.
Doesn't have the same ring to it. It just doesn't.
What about Barrio?
I feel like that would go badly.
Okay. Look at that Panasonic Cube right there up top.
I see it. Looks
Panasonic
like an oven.
Cube. Oh no, that thing's legit. You can't tell from that picture. It's mirror. It's like a mirror finish. See, look at that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Doctor. It does look like a toaster oven a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not against that either.
I'm all for a good toaster oven. Don't get me wrong.
Look at that one. It's open. Really looks like a toaster oven.
Yeah, it does. So we put the bread.
Yeah, you didn't click on the right one. Below that. Left. Yeah, look at that thing.
There it is.
Yeah, that looks like one of the modules that's in the... You ever look in the cockpit when you're getting on a plane?
Yeah, it does. You're right.
They have that.
Looks like the little black box. That's what the handles are for.
I've wanted one of those forever, but they're just too expensive.
Yeah?
They didn't make many of them. They're Japan only, and they're just very expensive.
You should buy two.
I should. Let's just write them a check, right?
Well, like $400. Yeah, $400.
Mm-hmm. Very expensive. All right. If this is your first time here, welcome. We talk about stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Things and stuff.
Then we do some video game news. Then we talk about some more stuff and things. And then we shut this thing down. Shut this puppy down.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Right. So, welcome. It posts every Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the globe, around the world. We send it up to cyberspace, and then it shoots back down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the internet works, right?
Exactly.
We beam it up to cyberspace, and then cyberspace shoots it back down.
And the cloud is an actual cloud. You just don't know which one.
It's just a big metal box that floats up in space. Stores all your goodies and your cookies.
Weather balloon.
Ooh, I like weather balloons. They're fun.
I don't even know what that means.
Giant balloon, that's fun. Balloons are fun. Bigger balloons even more fun.
See, I'm not a balloon guy.
I like a good balloon. I don't want balloons, but I like them. I like to see balloons. Anyways,
you like to see balloons?
Yeah, not ones shaped like C's, but I like to see people have balloons. I'm also interested in a balloon big enough I could hold on to it and float.
Yeah?
That interests me as well.
Didn't that dude do that with a lawn chair?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know. Some of those are big. Some of those don't even qualify as balloons. When they have that, when they get too teardroppy at the bottom.
Yeah.
That looks like a big funnel. I don't like that. A diamond.
It's still a balloon.
Yeah. Anything, I guess, that holds air is a balloon.
Yeah, that expands as air is released into it.
That looks like a hot air balloon, and I don't like that as much.
It does look like a hot air balloon.
Anyways, check us out. You can also support us over at patreon.com/Gamestitch if you want to. If not, that's cool too. Tell your friends, family, coworkers, and correctional officers about us. And get them to listen.
Yes, particularly the correctional officer.
Or maybe you're a PO. I'll tell you what, I accidentally flipping through channels, got on that 60 Days In show.
Oh, no.
Whew, prison. It's a scary place. The show worked for me, and I don't even think that's the point.
Scared straight, that's you.
So I think 60 Days In, it's people who aren't really, they're not really prisoners that go in.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, so they just put you in for 60 days. And nobody there knows, not even the correctional officers. And they record everything.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
For the purposes of improving the facility. But I tell you what, Discovery or whoever had the little marathon going, and I was all in. They got me.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound.
But I came out feeling two ways. That first, prison scary. Second, I'm not going back.
You're not going back?
Yeah, I'm not going.
You've been in prison?
For me. I mean, I haven't not been in prison.
What?
I took a tour when I was younger.
Oh.
Yep.
That's
a weird place. We took a field trip to a prison with people in it.
That's odd, yeah.
Not like a scared straight, not like where someone comes in the hallway and they're like, don't come here.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, we just took an actual, like, guided tour, like, here's where they eat, here's where they sleep, and there's just dudes.
It was all dudes?
Yeah, it was a dude's prison, but nobody was out, but they, like, you could see people locked up. It's a weird thing now as an adult, but as a kid, I was like, cool. Looking back, I'm like, that wasn't safe. They shouldn't have done that. Why did my parents sign that sheet? Why was I allowed to go there?
I think we went to like the jail, but not a prison.
Yeah, it was a prison. I think it's a very like a minimum security prison. It's like Billy McFarland's there.
Oh, that's a little better.
Yeah, it's not.
Fucking Billy.
El Chapo's not there. Chapo. What's that dude's name?
El Chapo.
El Chapo. I thought that was right, but then when I said it, I thought about a motorcycle.
That's Chopper.
Jump on my El Chapo and ride down the road. El Rode.
It's Chopper.
Well, that sounds like a guy who doesn't know.
I don't think
Spanish.
it's El Rode.
No, that's how a guy that doesn't speak it's trying to do it because they don't understand. El Chapo.
I just put E's and O's on the end and everything.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh.
Take me-o too.
Yeah. El Airporto. You never heard guys do that?
I have. It's not
You're
wrong.
like, you're an asshole.
Yeah. For one thing, it's aeropuerto.
Want to get in the El Cara and drive to the Airporto.
El Caro.
And drive to the Airporto. El Uber. You know what I'm saying? Lifto.
Yeah, those people are
man.
dicks.
Dicks, yeah.
Complete, total dicks. Speaking of Billy McFarland, Fire Fest 2.
Ja says don't rule it out. You see what I did there? Ja says don't rule it out. Ja rule. That's a great headline if anyone wants to take that. He says, TMZ video, he said that don't rule out Fire Fest 2 because it could be epic. I think what he's missing is that the first one was epic.
Right, in a different way.
Maybe you just shut up and go play some state fairs till people forget that all happened.
Right.
Maybe play the Pasadena Fair.
Of course, he says he got swindled too. And I'm not sure that's true.
He seems awful on board for the swindling is all I'll say.
Yeah.
He seems all in for the swindle.
Come on, get in the water.
Yeah. Why am I getting in the water, though? Follow me down to the water. I don't understand why I'm getting in the water, though. If you could just tell me why I'm getting in the water, I'll get in the water. Get in the water. Monica! Look at Ja. I love him.
Yeah.
He's a little guy.
He is a little guy.
He needs to not do Fire Fest, too. He said he's also working on an app that does the same thing as Fire.
Yeah. It's called Illot or something.
So for a guy that got swindled, he's still all in on the whole idea. He's still all in on it.
You know, they might have been okay if they'd have left it at the app.
The apps actually was a really cool idea. The idea that I'm just have too much money and want Drake to come play my birthday party is cool.
Well, what it's for is to take out the middleman.
Yeah.
Because, So the app was a good idea, but... woo.
What's going on with those nips right there?
He's looking kind of jacked right there.
Yeah, Ja's got some pokies, though.
He does have some cold ones.
Ja, he's on them roids, man, for sure. That's what happens to your nips when you start roiding out.
Is that true?
They just grow like the rest of you. Yeah, you get them.
I don't know, because I'm not a nipple steroid expert.
Spend some time on the internet.
If I do, I'm not looking that kind of stuff up. I don't care about that kind of stuff.
Search for Ja Rule steroids. Let's just see.
Okay, do it real quick.
Let's just see.
Or Ja Rule Jake.
Look at that. Golly.
He's got a little...
You could crack an egg on those abs. Man, he had a good run, didn't he?
Yeah, he went well for like 2.5 years.
Then he disappeared. And then he came back and...
Then he came back for Firefest.
Yeah. Best thing he could do now is disappear again. Best thing he could do. He's for sure on steroids. He's for sure on steroids. Look how little he was there.
Well, how much? Well, he also went to prison, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He got jacked in prison, too.
Like, there's not much to do in prison but work out.
Get jacked.
This is my understanding. I don't know. You would know better. You watched 60 Days In.
Yeah, I did that tour, too, when I was like 12.
Right.
So I pretty much know exactly what it's like. All right, let's jump into the news. The news. Some hard-hitting Nintendo stuff right off the top, so Dan's excited.
Oh, yeah. We'll let Ryan run with all this
Just
stuff.
the hardest-hitting Nintendo news. So they had a Nintendo Direct. People call it Direct. It was on the day before Valentine's. Also, happy Valentine's if there's any lovers listening late.
Also known, yes, the day before Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Apparently it's known as Galentine's Day.
Really?
Yes, apparently that's when girls hang out and without their dudes.
News to me. I don't even know anything about Galentine's Day.
Yes, apparently it's Galentine's Day.
Terrible name. I see what they were doing, but terrible name. There was a Nintendo Direct on the 13th. And more than expected got announced, in my opinion. I
would, even though I'm not interested in it, I would say that's true. They announced a lot.
I'll tell you what, I'm on board for these little Nintendo Directs.
Oh, because they put a lot of information in them.
We have a story later that makes me feel like Nintendo's not the only company that likes these little Directs.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best way to announce things when they're ready, or when you're ready to announce them and talk about them, and also the best way just to speak to your group of people.
Right.
So it's the best way for Nintendo to speak to Nintendo people. Super Mario Maker 2 was announced with a release window of June of this year. I'm super jazzed up about that. They could just re-release the first one would be fine because no one played it on the Wii U. And that game was excellent, and I can't wait for more people to be creating. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's getting some new amiibo, most notably Pokemon Trainer, Snake of Metal Gear Solid fame, and Simon Belmont from Castlevania. More amiibo.
Sweet.
Amiiboboses.
You love your amiibo, so
I've kind of toned down because they haven't made any new ones that I cared about.
You care about any of these?
Pokemon Trainer looks cool. It's a neat looking amiibo. Not really though.
Fair enough.
Not really.
Just asking.
Box Boy plus Box Girl announced for the Switch. 270 stages, including a new 2-player co-op. So those games are neat. Captain Toad. That's different. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. The Switch version is getting new DLC, some of which is paid, which are new challenges and courses, and some of which is free, a new co-op mode, which will be live as of this recording. That game is excellent. I beat it on Wii U, though, and did not buy it for Switch, but I'm thinking that I should. It's been long enough I could probably play through that again.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
It's only money. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Some new details revealed. Defender Squad will be included, and they also announced Captain Marvel as a playable character. You're excited about that?
I am excited about that game, but
not enough to go buy a Switch.
I don't think so. I think I got too much other. If I had nothing else going on, I think I might buy one. But I got too much other stuff that I'm in the middle of that I don't think. It's still not a system seller for me.
The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Nintendo has revealed a remake of the Game Boy Classic, and it looks adorable. It looks good. People are going to play that. A lot of people are going to play that. A lot of people are going to be excited about that.
A lot of remakes and remasters, but people will play that.
Update on Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. They did not give a full-on release date, but they're now saying summer 2019 for what that's worth. Really cool announcement here. Tetris 99.
Mm-hmm.
This is the PUBG of Tetris, the Fortnite of Tetra.
I don't understand how it works, but...
So, it's just 99 people playing against each other.
Yeah.
Last one standing wins.
all in the same same block?
Yeah, Battle Royale, Tetris. Now, I don't know if you're all getting the same blocks or if it's random, but it's basically 99 people all playing against each other at the same time to be the last standing. It would always be like Tetris 89 for me because I'm not good at that game. So I would always be out. So this is a cool idea. I think it's fun. I'll never get it.
Actually, it's already out.
Yeah, it came out as of the show as one of those things.
And I think our buddy Matt is a big fan of it.
Is he playing the 99?
He is. I believe he even came in first.
Wow, that would never happen with me. I'd have to sit next to someone who came in first and snap a quick pic of theirs if I wanted that. I'm just not good at Tetris.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, shout out to him beating 98 other people.
Yeah.
They couldn't just do one more. Could be Tetris 100. T100?
Well, yeah, that's been taken.
Oh, okay. Can't do that.
You don't want to get sued by...
or shooed.
Or you don't want to get shooed or sued by Jimmy Cameron.
Don't want to get shooed by Jim.
Shooed.
Ubisoft Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered will be available on Switch on May 21st. Odd choice. Fire Emblem 3 Houses got an extended trailer. Bunch of narrative details. People love Fire Emblem.
Yeah, they do. I don't get it, but I don't have to.
Yep, that's right.
I'm glad those people like it.
They make it for those people, and those people like it. Hellblade coming to Switch.
This is cool news.
This is cool news. It's coming spring 2019 and further shows the relationship between Microsoft and your boys Nintendo.
Yes, it does.
Very cool. I don't know if it's a cool place to play that game, but it's cool.
To be fair, it did release on PS4 first.
Yeah. It's just weird to see it now coming to Switch after Microsoft clearly owns them.
Right.
Deltarune, which is Tony Fox. A new game coming February 28th. I mean, he's a follow-up to the Undertale. It's free, remember? Free.
It is free.
For free. Yoshi's Crafted World got a demo, so you can see what that's going to be like when the full game releases. I don't know when that game comes out. Maybe that game's already out. I'll love that. Yoshi's Woolly World was great, so I'm sure Crafted World will be similar.
Crafted World is out, I believe.
Yeah, so
I think it came out same day.
It's got a demo. Let's get a release date. Gerald's going to get a release date. We're going to keep moving. Final Fantasy 9 and 7 will be available for next month. So 7 was coming on March 26th. 9 will be available March 2nd.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are coming. What's the release date for that Yoshi?
No, wait a minute. No. Final Fantasy 9 was out same day. That's, for some reason, I don't know why this is in there, mixed in the middle there, but that's Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. Everybody is set to arrive next month on March 2nd.
Got you. Yoshi's Crafted World comes out March 29th. So it's just a demo up now, but that game will be fun. I'll play that game. And the most important news of the entire Direct, Dragon Quest Builders 2 finally got a release date of July 12th. It'll be on both Switch and PS4. I will be playing it on PS4 because it's where I played the first one. However, I think Switch would be a better place to play that. But for consistency purposes, I will be playing.
You'll be playing on PS4.
On the 4 is what we call that now. Just the 4.
Just the 4? It's not just the 4.
Just the 4.
It's not just the 4.
Who's that guy you got pulled? Is that Jim Ryan?
That's Jim Ryan.
I don't guess I've ever seen him before. There's some shuffling over at Sony. That's why Gerald just got a random picture of Jim Ryan pulled up. Sony's got a new boss. They announced the management reshuffling for PlayStation side of business. And they said that Jim Ryan, longtime PlayStation executive, who most recently served as deputy president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, will become SEI's president and CEO effective April 1st, 2019. John Cadera, the current president and CEO of SIE, will become deputy president. In that position, he will dedicate his focus on creating innovative user experiences and further enhancing the network area, Sony said in a statement. It's a weird story because no one got demoted but somebody got promoted.
Right. I don't know what happened there.
What is...
It's like they created a new position.
Is it like, Cadero, you weren't doing good, so you're going to be deputy president? What does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Is deputy president higher than president?
I almost feel like they're working on different things.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Because I think Cordero is going to be taking over the network infrastructure side of things, and Ryan's going to be running the game and console part.
Right. If his name sounds familiar, he's worked at Sony for a quarter of a century, and he also sometimes says questionable things. So that's probably why you know him. He is the gentleman that said crossplay could not happen because of the safety of our children.
Yes. Because you couldn't guarantee the safety of your children.
Which I'm going to paraphrase here, but Phil Spencer then said, hey, fuckface, knock it off.
Right.
That's paraphrasing again. But I think Phil Spencer said pretty much that same thing. He said, this is what's wrong. Right, that is the attitude that is wrong about this whole situation.
Right.
Tough, I will say, tough month for Sony. The people who make Realm Royale, Paladins.
Yep.
Smite. They, I can't remember their names right now. I should remember their names. Anyways, CEO of those. Can you pull that up so I'm not an idiot?
You're already an idiot. A quick Google search isn't going to help that.
Yeah, it'll fix it. Who makes that? He'll find it. Anyways.
It was something Realms, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. It's got like a horse. It's like a horse.
High-Res Studios.
High-Res Studios. That's definitely a horse. The CEO of High-Res Studios told Sony to fucking knock it off and quit playing favorites. It's time to open up.
Yeah.
So, and shout out to them for that's the way to do it right now. He wasn't a jerk. He was like, "Hey, it's time to quit playing favorites and open this up for everybody."
Yeah. It's probably a long time coming, really.
You're not a hero for opening it up to 2 games. Now let everyone else do it.
Right.
Okay? It's time. And I think that's a smart play, and I think it Sony will cave.
I think they have to.
So,
I think they have to at this point. I hate to say they're going to give in to peer pressure, but this is a case of if everyone else is doing it, you have to too.
Right. Now, if you're worried about the things that Jim Ryan might say, that's probably fair, but I will say that Sony's been speaking very candidly lately. And I don't know why, because Sean Layden also threw out some knowledge.
You know what I like about this, before you even get into it, is what he says is probably closer to the truth than anyone would really care to admit. Mm-hmm. But I do appreciate that he's like, look, this is. I understand that I have a company I'm supposed to protect, whatever, but seriously, this is how it's going to go. This is the thing you're going to see, and I think he's probably spot on with a lot of this. Go ahead now.
Sean Layden, speaking with Game Informer, says that he foresees some kind of post-console world in which PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and more are more unified than ever, while Layden maintains that PlayStation is the best gaming experience. He said that Xbox One and Nintendo Switch offer great experiences as well, and PlayStation should do more to recognize that. That's odd.
I like Sean Layden.
I love Sean Layden.
I've always liked Sean Layden.
It's typically, though, that companies don't say things like that.
Right. But, I mean, think of a future. Think of a future where we've already talked about how we're probably going to... It's probably going the way of streaming or digital only. But let's say you want to own a game and not a system. It's probably going to be digital. Let's say you buy a code for $30 because there's no longer a retailer involved. There's no longer box art involved. There's no longer manufacturing of discs involved. And you get a code, that has 3 different codes, one for each system on it. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and I think these are the small kind of things that's probably an exaggeration of what he's talking about, but those are the types of things that he's talking about, and it could eventually get there. But it's all of these things, and what he's essentially saying is that this is all good for consumers.
Yeah.
This is a good thing for consumers. I'm
going to pull his exact quote because I don't want anyone getting wild here. What Layden said is, well, let me start over.
You want me to take it?
I don't want to put too fine a point on this because it might upset some of the people I work with. But I think effectively we're looking at a kind of post-console world in which you can have a quality gaming experience across a variety of technologies. Sure, PS4 and PS4 Pro provide what, of course, we think is the best gaming experience. But the other consoles out there, be it Switch or Xbox One or tablets or phones, there are great experiences across all of these. What we need to do is recognize all that.
Yes.
Interesting. Sean Layden with a hot take.
I don't think he's far off.
He's not far off. He's probably also not far off in that people at Sony would prefer he not fucking say that.
That's probably true. But you got to believe that Sony knows that those kind of things are coming too. You know what? If you want to fire him, fire him. Go ahead, Sony.
It's not as if someone wouldn't hire him.
Right. He's not going to hurt.
Here's the thing. When Phil Spencer got the job, he kept saying shit like this.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's like, you can't do that. And now
you know what? Microsoft never said that.
No, everybody else did.
Right.
But now look. Him and Reggie.
I mean, in the year and a half that he has been there, Phil Spencer has brought back an aura of respectability to Microsoft. And if you think about it, with the exception, they haven't put out a very high-selling, awesome game in that time.
But him and Reggie are breaking bread probably once a week.
Yeah, they're buds.
Yeah, like he's helped unify video games, and
honestly, Sony can't afford to sit out that game. You know,
but when he showed up and started talking all that mess, everybody's like, "You're nuts!"
Right?
They're gonna fire you.
Nope.
You know, you can go all the way back when Phil Spencer got hired. Every time somebody releases a big game, he's like, hey, that game's awesome. Congrats.
Right.
Horizon's awesome. Congrats. Not to be a dick, but to recognize that there are other good games on other platforms.
Right.
We also hope that you find some of our games and you enjoy those on our platform.
Mm-hmm.
And
we have some good ones too.
It sounds like Sean Layden is finally like, can't fight it forever.
No, and this is probably thoughts he's had for a long while.
Oh, I'm sure.
Here's the thing about a lot of these guys. You got to remember that at this point they are literally wrapped up in all the corporate tape. They are not allowed to be themselves. And now I think some of that's loosening. We're seeing a lot of problems going on in the gaming industry. And maybe some of the high rollers are starting to back off a little bit. Be like, you know what? Maybe we need to make a few changes here to stay relevant and respected.
I don't know if this is all part of the plan for him to go in there and say that, or if this is just something from him. But let me tell you, the side that Sony's on right now isn't the side you want to be on.
Right.
And I think everybody can recognize that.
Yeah, Sony's got the losing hand.
A world in which you let your exclusives
way out of it.
Yeah, a world in which you let your exclusives sell your consoles and you let everybody play together is the future.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see. I do agree, though, that Sony does need to open it up. Okay, Fortnite and Rocket League work.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, children aren't worse for it. So let's open it up.
You can't even go by that because everybody knows that was just a bullshit excuse. They all know that. They all know there was no relevancy in there. And it's a horrible statement to make, especially when you start talking about all these politicians and stuff that talk about violence in video games and now to protect your children. See, even the console makers say it's a problem. Good job, Jim Ryan, you fucking idiot.
Trust me, nobody wants to protect the kids more than Nintendo. If they've signed off on the project, you're good to go. Okay? It's their thing.
Right.
If they sign the dotted line, you can too.
You're absolutely right.
That wasn't the end of Layden's hot takes, though. He also dropped some knowledge about E3 when speaking to CNET. And I think this is also pretty eye-opening to the way that at least Sony or Sean Layden feels about E3.
Yes.
He says, we have an event in February called Destination PlayStation, also a terrible name, but we're going to skip past that.
Destination PlayStation.
Where we bring retailers and third-party partners to come hear our story for the year. They're making purchasing decisions in February. June is now too late to have a Christmas holiday discussion with retailers. So retail has really dropped off. And journalists now, with the internet and the fact that 24/7 there is game news, has lost its impact around it. Talking about E3 again. So the trade show became a trade show without a lot of trade activity. The world has changed, but E3 hasn't necessarily changed with it. And I think that that's pretty telling.
I think there's a lot of truth in that. At this point in the business cycles, by June when E3 is out, plans have already been made for 6 months down the road, and things are taking so much longer to develop and such these days that you don't have anything new to share.
He went on to say, against all those market forces, Sony was making a plan to do fewer and bigger games, which meant that in June was no longer a good time for us to outline our plans. We felt like to ring the bell and have people show up here in force. People have the expectation of, they're going to tell us something. So, I mean, he's effectively saying what everybody already knew. First off, we don't have anything to show you in June. And also, this is not the best way to do this anymore.
Right.
Which I think
Nintendo's proven.
A company who is never on the forefront of how to run a business, figured this out several years ago.
Right. They've got it's one of the few ways Nintendo has their shit together. They've actually, in the last few years, they've gotten their shit together quite well.
Quite well.
But
all due to Reggie. I think what he's saying here, though, is spot on. E3 needs to figure out what it is.
Right.
Because it's not a trade show anymore, but it's also not a public event because it doesn't work well for that either.
Right.
So get out of that middle place, foot in, foot out, and figure out what you're going to be for the future, and let us know.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I don't even know what E3 is anymore.
Destination PlayStation sounds like something you win from the Travel Channel. Like all entries in by April 3rd win Destination PlayStation.
Hey, I like presents. I like free gifts.
You got a free gift.
Speaking of free gifts.
Yeah. You forgot, didn't you?
I did forget. I won, apparently months ago when they did the Sea of Thieves promotion with Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy!
Apparently they were having like another contest that I was entered in, and I won a first prize of a free Xbox controller and the game for free, so...
Digital copy of Sea of Thieves, right?
Yeah, digital copy of Sea of Thieves. So
here's what's most striking is I went back and looked at my emails after you sent me that contest was from May of last year.
I know.
I was like, and they sent you something in February of this year?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Check your inboxes, check your spam and your junk.
So I'll have it 8 to 10 weeks.
Golly, you gotta wait 2 more months to get it.
I know.
Is it the Sea of Thieves controller, or is it just a controller?
I think it's just a controller, but I really hope it's a Sea of Thieves controller.
Yeah. That Sea of Thieves controller is legit.
That would be cooler.
Thinking about selling mine, but it's legit.
Selling it?
Yeah.
Why?
They go real high on eBay.
Yeah.
I've never played with it. I don't play my Xbox enough to justify a controller that I could almost sell and buy an Elite with.
Right.
But damn, it looks good.
It does look good.
I hope you get that one too. That's a good looking controller. But anything's cool.
But a free controller is still a free controller. It's $60, right?
Yep. And you have the game, I guess, if they ever take it off a Game Pass.
So,
which I don't think they will. So, a lot of Sony, a lot of hard-hitting Sony news. A lot of hard-hitting Nintendo news. Now some BioWare news for you, Dan. You want to do this?
Sure. As everyone knows, Andromeda didn't do well.
What?
Did not have the best reaction by critics or consumers.
Which is the double whammy.
And there was a report that said that Mass Effect was essentially being sent to the parking lot.
Oh no!
However, Mark Dara, the executive producer of Anthem and the Dragon Age series, has told Polygon that BioWare is definitely not done with Mass Effect. He says we could pull on the threads we put down with Andromeda. We could pull on threads from Mass Effect 3. There's a lot of interesting things to be explored there. Casey Hudson also was quoted saying in that same piece that he said it's very much alive. I'm thinking all the time about things that I think will be great. It's just a matter of getting back to it as soon as we can. And BioWare producer Michael Gamble also weighed in on Twitter saying BioWare is, of course, not finished making more Mass Effect games.
This sounds like an aligned attack. Strategic.
Mass Effect has been too lucrative for BioWare. I knew they weren't going to go away from it. So everyone said, they're not doing anything with it. They're putting it on ice, sending it to the parking lot, whatever. No, they're not. They're just taking a little time away for a little bit to concentrate on Anthem, figure out, do some reorganization, some restructuring. They will be back to Mass Effect.
For three big people,
behold, I was right.
For three big people to all at once talk about it seems coordinated. It doesn't seem like it was just it just happens that all three of them talked about it.
Right.
There's a little strategy here.
Yeah. Of course there is.
It's worth note, Anthem is obviously what they've been working on. They also announced a teaser, if you want to call it, for Dragon Age.
Yeah, it's to let everyone know that, hey, all these things aren't gone.
So one would assume that it is the third game that they would, the third in line, because they're going to do Anthem, then Dragon Age, and I guess then you could potentially see a Mass Effect.
Right. Which I'm cool with.
I'll tell you, Anthem's seeing some real mixed things early.
Yeah. For the most part, people seem to enjoy it.
Seems to be a lot of the same things I'm hearing when Destiny launched.
Yes.
Like they built a nice, cool world with nothing in it.
Yes. That's what I'm hearing too.
I think this story's cool. We don't care about Fortnite, but Epic is giving you a free way to earn the Battle Pass for Season 8. They have challenges for Season 7 that have been released. And if you do these challenges, 13 of the 20 overtime challenges, then you actually can get the Battle Pass for Season 8 for free.
Woohoo!
Which is a $10 value, and I think it's cool. It's a smart move because people are playing, what's that thing?
Apex Legends.
Yeah. I was going to say something different than that. Apex Legends.
And something different. And Tetris 99.
Yeah, people are playing Tetris 99, so they've got to bring the crowd back, giving away a free Battle Pass. I'll tell you what, since I read this story, I think I'm going to play and see if I can get it.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to see if I can get the Battle Pass. Might be what the doctor ordered to get me to play a little more Fortnite. I'm thinking about it pretty hard. Also, I got that Snow Job pack or whatever it's called, the Frosty Fest pack.
Yeah.
I got that for free, so I also have 1,000 V-Bucks and some skins. Some back bling.
I probably have a bunch of free stuff if I jump back into it.
Some bling in the back. Jump back in, we'll make it a foursome.
Who's the other ones?
I don't. So Howard's always down to play some Fortnite.
Right.
We just got to find the fourth. Gerald likes the single player, so he could probably play the Battle Royale. Yeah, so he's 2 thumbs up right now.
Oh, he says he's in.
Siskel and Ebert.
All right, we might have to make a plan to do this one night.
4's the crowd. We're good. Squads. Hot squads.
Hot squads.
If we do it, we'll stream it out. You can see how bad we are.
Oh yeah, I'm no good at it.
It'll be fun.
I am so afraid to play Apex Legends again. I played it the first day it came out. And I haven't played it again. I'm so afraid to play it.
The ceiling's much higher now. You played it at the right time. I watched Ninja play it the other day.
Yeah?
Wow.
Is he good?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like anybody I need to play against.
Yeah.
The last story is a sad story. Activision Blizzard laying off a ton of people.
Oof. However, it's important to note they also had a record-setting year.
Right. So the timing doesn't seem great. I think it's 800 people.
8% or 800 people.
Okay, yeah. You know, there's a lot going on here. And probably a lot of reason. Games are being finished, and people are always laid off when games are finished.
Yes.
It just seems like a large number of people to be laid off at once. But you got to remember, they killed off Heroes of the Storm. Presumably, they had to bring people in for Anthem.
Yes.
They had to bring people in for Call of Duty. As these things start to wrap, it seems only logical that people would be let go. It's just a large number of people to be let go at all at once.
For Anthem?
Huh?
Activision's not Anthem.
Isn't? I was thinking EA. Sorry. Had a stroke.
Okay. I was just confused.
Yeah, I was thinking EA. Or I was thinking Activision, but yeah, that's EA.
You were thinking that Activision was EA. Got it.
No, I don't know what I was thinking. But
Okay.
I was because everything else I named is Activision, so who knows?
Right.
Anyways,
Right.
The point is, they have projects finish up, shutting down. What we got here? What's the... Anyways, they made a lot of money this year. They laid off 800 people. It's a sad story. I'm sure that the most impactful will be the... certainly there was a team that was a liaison between Activision and Bungie.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
And I'm sure that that's where the bulk of these layoffs will come. And I would assume that most of those people will find a home
somewhere. Well, all kinds of publishers, developers reached out on Twitter and different social media sites saying, "Hey, come interview." So they're taking care of their own, which is nice to see.
Yeah, Bobby Kotick
Mm-hmm.
drew $1.75 million in salary plus another $26 million or so in stock and other equity in 2017. So he has quickly become the villain of this story. But I will say that Big Bob's salary has absolutely nothing to do with these people being laid off. It would happen if he made $50,000.
Probably.
And I firmly believe that. Companies restructure, people lose jobs. They are a massive company, which is why this number is so high.
Who recently lost a partner.
Yeah. A big partner, whether you like
Yes.
Destiny or not.
Right, which was a large partner, which means...
Activision employees, so you hear stories like 20 people lost their job and you're like, that's shitty. And you hear 800 and you lose your mind. But you need to remember that Activision, Blizzard Activision, employs nearly 10,000 people.
Right.
I mean, we're not talking about a small studio with 178 employees. I mean, it's a big cut. This is a sad story, and I'm not saying I'm on their side. I'm just saying that things have to be done to protect the business.
Yes.
And I'm sure that that's what this is. And I understand people are upset that somebody made $30 million while other people lost their jobs. And rightfully so, but I don't know that one had to do with the other in this case.
Yeah. Well, it is unfortunate, but that's capitalism. That's how it works. Is it unfortunate? Yep.
Should we
Let's
be
see
mad?
some changes to it? Yep.
Should we be mad that Sweet Bob got all he could get?
Wouldn't we get all we could get if we could?
Isn't it someone else's job to tell him no and not ours?
I believe so.
He should get what he can get. So, I don't know. I don't like the story. I don't like people
There is a
losing their
huge
job.
disparity there, though, which sucks.
Yeah, I don't like that people are losing their job. I don't like that someone's being attacked because they make a lot of money. I don't like any of it. I don't like it. The whole story is gross and sad, and I don't like it. Wish everybody had a job that wanted one. Wish everybody that had one worked hard at it.
I wish the people that probably didn't have a job had one, too.
People are pointing out that former Nintendo president Iwata took a pay cut to preserve the jobs. Well, you know what? Iwata was a special human, though.
Right.
Big Bob might not be. And he shouldn't have to, he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Bobby Kotick's job as CEO is, and this is a value problem in the capitalistic society. Bobby Kotick's job is literally, his main job is to deliver increasing value to his shareholders. That's it. That's what his main job is as CEO. Even if he cut his own salary, that's not going to put any more value into the products coming out of the company.
Yeah, they're saying if he'd have cut his salary, he could have saved those 800 jobs. What would they work on?
Right.
If they decided they could do without them, it means they're not needed for current projects.
Right. Him cutting his salary would not have affected the fact that there was no value in what was being produced, or they didn't have enough to produce for the people they had.
You see this in sports all the time where people will take less in order to stay with the team or won't take less in order to stay with the team. I mean, they get called selfish or saints or whatever, depending on what they decide also. I don't think Bobby's the villain here.
I don't either.
I do think it's unfortunate that so many people lost jobs.
Not in this story. He's been the villain in some other ones, but he's not a villain in this story.
I think he's probably not a good person, but I don't think he's the villain in this story. You should try to treat people the right way. You should try to treat people like you want to be treated.
Always and forever.
If you follow golf, there's an interesting golf story about money and things like that right now. You check that out.
Yeah.
Matt Kuchar.
Not to be confused with Everybody's Golf,
which is a great game. Just Google Matt Kuchar, you'll find it. That's it for the news. That's all the news.
That's all we got.
Why do you keep pulling up his Starlink? Are you wanting Starlink?
He does this with something different every fucking week.
He's had Starlink up the entire time. Now, fun fact, I own Starlink already. $19.99 at Best Buy for Starlink.
With the goodies?
Can we get a confirmation if it's with or without the goodies?
My goodies.
You just go to Best Buy, pull it up from there, so I believe you, because right now this seems sketch. Top deals to $76. Yeah, starter pack is what he says. So some proof, though. Pixar didn't happen.
There's a game for $19.99.
I got the Target exclusive toy for like $4. It's normally like $15, so he's probably right. I picked that game up for $29 or whatever on Black Friday for Switch because I wanted the Star Fox content.
Right.
Just go to Best Buy and type in Starlink. Or does it? Because the sale starts on Sunday, so it should be good to go.
That's today.
Are you seeing it? Are you looking for it? Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm texting the other podcast while I'm on this podcast because they're asking me questions.
You're double dipping shows right now.
I am.
All right, he's pulling it up. Let's see. Let's see. Get a confirmation. No, I never want you to stop double dipping.
Oh, $74.99.
Lies.
Just the game is probably $19.99.
Dirty lies. He said starter pack.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to believe now.
Producer Gerald can't be trusted.
I don't know what to believe now. If it's $20, everybody should go buy that game. If it's $75, I suggest holding off. In other unrelated news and unrelated to this show, you can pick up that PlayStation Classic for like a broken toothpick and 2 mints right now.
Yeah, it's not worth a shit anymore.
Yeah, you can get that thing on the cheap.
I'm telling you, there was no nostalgia for fucking paper mache fucking graphics.
Well, the problem was
Papercraft.
The problem was not just that; it was a poor implementation. Let's see.
Apparently, it's very boring. It's very
still $74. Is it possible with the game only?
Yes,
because you can play it without the toys. They did it the right way, but people still don't care.
People don't care.
All right, we're going to move on. Shout out. We don't have a specific shout out. And we name the last episode after this gentleman. But we just wanted to say thanks, Zach.
We did.
Thank you, Zach, for being an awesome person, for being a good human, a supporter of the show, a listener for years.
Bayside rules.
Remember, if you want to shout out, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch.
If we keep making jokes about Zach and Saved by the Bell, he's going to pull his Patreon.
Oh, I don't think so. I think if you're Zach, you're 100% on board for Saved by the Bell reference.
It depends on when you were born. If you were born before it, you're like, fuck.
No, I'm
born after it. No? Okay.
He also likes Zachary Ty Bryan references.
Oh, no. No.
So Home Improvement stuff's coming. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
What about Zach Gifford?
I don't know who that is.
Wasn't that the guy that was in Friday Night Lights?
I don't know. Can you pull up Zach Gifford?
On IMDb? Zach, I think it's with a CH, though.
Nope, disqualified.
It's not.
Zachary Ty Bryan is also that way.
Zach Gifford. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I like that guy. He's in a Taylor Swift video, too. Fun fact.
Yes.
He makes that. What happened to his face right there in like that 7th picture?
He got cut?
Oh, my gosh.
Something bad happened to him.
Yeah, look at that eye. That eye
really
is
low
no good.
Zach Galifianakis?
Zach Galifianakis. He gets on my nerves a little bit.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Between Two Ferns?
Type in famous Zachs. Let's see who pulls up.
Isn't there a Zachary?
Spell it with
Zachary
a C.
Taylor? Is he a...
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. How did we forget him?
I don't know. He was first.
He was.
Zach Braff.
Zach Braff.
One of my favorite Zachs. We forgot about him.
Scrubs. We be scrubbing.
Who was that presidential looking dude? Scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, when there was Zachary Taylor as a president.
Guy. List of famous people named. It's the only guy that looks like it's 1814. Scroll down a little bit. You've clicked on another button. There we go. Famous people named Zach. Who is the most famous Zach?
Ever?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I guess that depends on how you quantify famous.
All right, he's got a real comprehensive list here. It might be Zac Efron, I'm sad to say.
Zac Efron?
It
is
might
the most
be.
Famous?
Not Galifianakis.
Not Galifianakis.
Zach Braff, pretty famous.
Yeah, but...
Now, Zac Efron is Z-A-C, which is a psychopath way to spell it.
Yes. See, I'll take a CH over just a C any day.
Yeah. So I don't know these people. Some sports stars.
Oh, Zachary Quinto. I know him.
Keep going. Zach Ryder.
Oh, he's a wrestler.
I'll say the drop-off from Zach's is pretty...
Zachary Taylor.
Yeah. Who is that guy?
12th President of the United States.
Yeah, I knew that. He get assassinated?
No, I don't believe so. Ooh, what about...
Zach Mettenberger played for the Titans.
Zack Snyder.
The drop-off from the top 3 Zachs to the next 50 is pretty substantial. I just want to say.
Zach Galligan was in Gremlins.
Yeah, but if you're ranking Zachs, it's a hard fall off.
It is, yeah. The top 3 is a hard fall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, shout out to Zach. Support us on Patreon if you want to shout out, and we'll figure out who you share a name, who the most famous person you share a name with is. New segment called "Who's Got My Name." I'm just workshopping it, Whose name is this?
Yeah, take it to the parking lot.
Yeah, parking lot that. Come back to it. If you want to follow us on the social medias, I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan. Gerald is at Hoffman Show. Let me tell you, he pulled up some not safe for work stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Today, so you got to be careful if you follow his Twitter. Who knows? Altogether, we are at game_Stitch. So check us out there. If we decide to stream, you want to follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Gamestitch. Hit the subscribe and the notification bell, because who knows where we'll go live at. If it's Twitch, it's twitch.tv. You should also follow us on there so that you know when we go live, because if we end up doing this Fortnite, this Night of Forts thing, we're going to get up there for you guys.
The Night of Forts.
The Night of Forts.
Fortnite, not to be confused with 2 weeks.
Or to be confused with 2 weeks. Now, he's all in on this Zach here. This is Zach McGowan, the guy people that apparently want to play The Witcher.
Ah.
But he won't be The Witcher.
No, it's going to be Henry Cavill.
It is, Superman. Who is this guy? What's this guy been in?
Like Black Sails.
Oh, okay. All right, there it was next to, it was a poor Photoshop.
Yeah.
That one guy. Daryl.
Photoshopped in. Daryl was photoshopped in.
Daryl from The Walking Dead.
To be fair.
Man, he's shredded too, huh? Not Daryl, but this guy. Zach McGowan.
That's a thing they do now, yes.
Got to be ripped up to be in Hollywood. Can't be a fatty anymore. It's unfortunate.
No, it's like, oh, you're going to play a middle-aged truck driver? Cool. You need to get down to 0% body weight.
Right, let's call Ron Reynolds for the truck driver role.
Right.
You're like, I don't know if that's LA's Finest, FBI, The Walking Dead.
Oh, he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Death Race 4. He's been in some bullshit, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah, I know exactly how you mean it. See Black Sails.
Yeah, the 100. People like that show. Anyways, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for letting us invade your ear holes for the last hour and some change. And we'll be back next week to finish what we started.
Or start what we finished.
I don't think that. No one's ever said that.
That's not true.
That doesn't even make any sense. Thanks, to producer Gerald for turning the wheels of steel.
Mm-hmm. Showing us all that porn earlier.
He did pull up that porn hard on the DP talk.
Yeah, he had. There was no two ways about it. Didn't have to weigh on it a little bit. Just boop. There we go.
Google
DP's all over the place.
I always finish what I start. That's different than
starting what you finish.
Start things and finish them. What kind of quote is that? That's a shitty quote. That didn't deserve the meme. If you start something, you should finish it. Quote that. Quote that shit. Anyways, this has been episode 318. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.